Donald Trump just posted one of the most savage things I have ever seen a sitting president write about people who used to be on his side. And I need to walk you through it because every single word of it is true. Trump called out 4 names: Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones. He called them low IQ. He called them stupid. He called them nut jobs and troublemakers. He said nobody cares about them and that they will say anything necessary for free and cheap publicity. Now, if you only follow mainstream media, you might think Trump is losing his base. You might think the MAGA movement is falling apart. That is the story every outlet from CNN to NBC has been running all week. And these 4 people are the evidence they keep pointing to. So let me explain to you why Trump is right about all 4 of them, one by one. And let's start with Tucker. Tucker Carlson just did a 43-minute monologue calling Trump evil. He said Trump's threats against Iran were vile on every level. He told military officials to refuse the president's orders. He actually said, and I quote, "Figure out the codes on the football yourself." He even floated the idea that Trump might be the Antichrist. The Antichrist! This is the same Tucker Carlson who stood at the 2024 Republican National Convention and said God saved Trump through divine intervention, that God had a plan for Trump to lead the country. That was 21 months ago. But here's the part Tucker hopes you forgot. During the Dominion lawsuit against Fox News, Tucker's private text messages came out. In those messages, Tucker said that Trump was, quote, only good at destroying things. He also said, I quote, "I hate him passionately." He said Trump's first term was a disaster and that everyone was just pretending there was an upside. Then he campaigned for Trump in 2024, got J.D. Vance on the ticket, gave that speech at the convention, and now he hates Trump again. This is not a man with principles. This is a man with a pattern. Tucker Carlson turns on everyone eventually. He did it to Fox. He did it to Trump in 2016. He did it in private during the first term, and he is doing it now. Oh, and one more thing. In 2024, Tucker went to Moscow. He gushed over Russian supermarkets. He marveled at how pretty the subway stations were, while Russian artillery was killing Ukrainian civilians. He loved softballs at Vladimir Putin like a fan meeting his favorite athlete. And now he wants to lecture the world about civilian casualties in Iran? Please. But next, Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly called the Iran war folly. She called the ceasefire a surrender. She said Trump's regime change claims were, and I quote, BS. She accused the administration of covering up troop casualties. Now, look, I understand why so many people have been confused about why Trump attacked Iran. It is not obvious. It is counterintuitive. And I have made several videos on this channel walking you through the dynamics step by step, showing you how this is actually focused on making America great again. So if you are confused, go watch those. They are all right here on this channel. But going back to Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly is not confused. She is performing. And here's what makes her outrage so hollow. She admitted it herself on her own shows. She said she spent 14 years at Fox News cheerleading the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. Her war, cheerleading. She said she accepted every lie the government fed her and peddled those lies to millions of viewers for 14 years. So Megyn Kelly's entire credibility right now is built on the fact that she was wrong about everything for 14 years and helped sell two of the worst wars in American history. And now she wants you to trust her judgment on this one. But the best part, the absolute best part, is what she said on Monday. She said, and I quote, "Trump could drop a nuke and I'd still vote Republican over those people." She's calling the war genocide. She's calling it folly. She's calling it a surrender. and she would still vote for the man who did it. That is not a principled stand. This is a performance. Speaking of performances, Candace Owens. Candace called Trump a genocidal lunatic. She called the administration satanic. She called for the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office. She said Trump is deeply unwell and surrounded by, quote, religious fanatics who have convinced him that he is a messiah. Where do I even begin with Candace Owens? She got fired from the Daily Wire for anti-Semitic commentary. She was disinvited from a Trump campaign fundraiser in 2024 because Jewish groups complained. She praised a civil war order that expelled Jewish people from an entire military district. She promoted blood libel conspiracy theories. She blamed Catholic Church abuse on, quote, Cassans. She claimed tens of thousands of pedophiles are hiding in Israel. She said the Iran war was done on behalf of satanic Zionists. She got married at Trump Winery. Charlie Kirk was at her wedding. She built her entire career on Trump's movement through Turning Point USA. And now she calls him a satanic mad king. Candace Owens is not against the Iran war because she studied the geopolitics. She is against the Iran war because it fits inside the same anti-Semitic conspiracy framework she has been pushing for years. That is not foreign policy analysis. This is more like an obsession wearing a political costume. And finally, Alex Jones. Alex Jones called Trump's threats against Iran the definition of genocide. He asked on live television, how do we 25th Amendment his, well, you can guess the word. His guest suggested that Vance should, and I quote, tackle Trump and lock him in the White House basement to watch videos of himself. This is the man, Alex Jones, who lost $1.4 billion in damages for calling the Sandy Hook school massacre a hoax. A massacre of children. He tormented grieving families for years. The Supreme Court rejected his appeal. And now Alex Jones is the moral authority on civilian casualties. Now Alex Jones cares about innocent people dying. He used the word genocide to describe Trump's rhetoric. You know who else used that exact same word? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Alex Jones and AOC are now saying the same things about the same president. If that does not tell you everything you need to know, nothing will. So here's the bottom line. These four people did not leave MAGA because they have principles. They left MAGA because MAGA got hard. When it was easy, when it was rallies and red hats and owning the libs on Twitter, they were all in. The moment the decisions got heavy, the moment a president had to choose between bad options and worse options on Iran's nuclear program, they folded. And now the same media that called them dangerous for years is suddenly giving them positive coverage. CNN is praising Tucker Carlson. NBC is quoting Candace Owens. Think about that for a second. The outlets that spent years trying to destroy these people are now treating them like heroes. Because they are useful again. Useful for the only thing mainstream media cares about, which is hurting Trump. But here's what the media will not tell you. 2/3 of Republican voters still support Trump on Iran. The base has not moved. The base understands something these four influencers do not. Sometimes there are no clean options. Sometimes a president has to do the hard thing, the ugly thing, the thing that makes the world uncomfortable. And the people who fall the moment it gets uncomfortable were never really with you. Trump called them low IQ. Trump called them losers. And Trump was right. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Power Pundit. Much love and bliss.